OK, I've got to throw it open to you guys at home. Women don't want top jobs. Discuss. Amy?
Let's go straight to 21-year-old Jennifer on line 2.
Morning, Jennifer.
Hello.
Hi there. 21, what do you want?
Well, I've just finished uni.
Yeah.
My view is that many people are forced to take a career first because of financial reasons, such as buying a house and things.
OK, and where does motherhood and family life fit into your plans?
Well, at the moment, not at all, but definitely in a few years, because after all, women's biological clock doesn't last forever, whereas men's pretty much does.
Not what we're hearing.
Yeah.
Not what we're hearing, yeah.
OK, Jennifer, go on.
My mum had a condition called endometriosis, so I'm worried I'll get that, so I'd quite like to feed her.
So you've got a certain sense of time, a desire to move on. Thank you for that. We've got so many calls.
Let's go to Emma on line 3.
Emma, good morning.
Good morning, Matthew.
So women don't want top jobs?
I think women, these days want it all, really, when they can. I'm 25. I've got 2 children, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I've also started a photography business, and I plan on being at the top of my game within 5 years, hopefully. So definitely.
Wouldn't you rather be able to focus your time? Say you didn't have to work for money. Would you rather not be at home, being a mum, indulging your children?
Well, I do that as well. I mean, with my...
I think Emma's made a really, really interesting point, is that she started her own business, because that's what you're seeing more and more and more women do, is that they're starting their own businesses so that they can work their time around the rest of their lives.
I'm just slightly concerned that hearing Emma say, I want it all, and Larry kind of the same thing, and you too, that in actual fact, is that the answer? Because it just sounds like the burden on women is so much...
When have the men ever had to choose between having children and having a job?
That's what I'm saying.
You never hear what the problems of working fathers. You never hear that phrase, do you?
But this idea of having it all, actually, it's a huge burden.
It's very hard to have it all, is the truth. And I think that, you know, we have different pressures now. I mean, if I go back to when I was a kid, my mum and dad didn't used to argue about who was going to change my nappies in the middle of the night. You know, now we say men are from Mars and women are from Venus, but actually I think men and women both want to live on the same planet. Yeah. And that's what causes a lot of family arguments about, like, who's the one who's getting up at 7 in the morning to, you know,
so
get the kids to school.
My point being that rather than women wanting it all, it's following your thrust, which is actually we should be trying to find a way of taking some of the burden away from women and making men shoulder it.
Both honouring motherhood, downgrading the fact that materialism is the only thing that counts in a society, and that actually people, you know, want communities and want to be able to bring up kids in really good and healthy ways. OK, I want to get one more call in if I can. Emma, thank you for that. Good luck with the photo business.
Let's go to Kelly on line 1.
Kelly, good morning.
Morning.
Women don't want top jobs?
No, I don't think that all of us do. So, I'm 33, spent 10 years teaching, running a modern foreign language department. Yeah. I resigned this summer. Right. I've got 3 children, 7, 3 and 1. And life's just become increasingly harder as I've had each child.
Do you have a partner, husband?
I have a partner who works full-time as a teacher, and, you know, I made that decision. It took me probably 2 years to actually decide to resign, but ultimately there's no denying that my hormones are saying you should be with your children.
If more was done to encourage men and support men to take on a bigger role in terms of looking after the family, the Scandinavian model, a 50-50 share, would you have been more likely to carry on working?
Yeah, I think so. I do enjoy my job. I enjoy what I did. I've spent years training, you know, education, all of that sort of thing. It was hard to give it up. It was a really massive decision, and that decision had to be made on my own.
But doing everything was too much, working and...
Absolutely, too much. And, you know, I have a husband who does the housework with me. He helps me at home with the children. But when it comes down to it, there is still that understanding that not understanding, there's that assumption that because I've given up my job, my paid job, I somehow couldn't quite cut it. In fact, a friend said that to me, you couldn't cut it. I think men don't always understand what it's like to be at home full-time. And yes, I think you're right. If they did have a chance to do that, because at the moment they don't, they would see what it's like to be there constantly, day in, day out, and what the importance of that job is, as well as the effort on a daily basis, not just for a week when they're at home when the baby's born, attached to their mother's breast.
Kelly.
Okay,
Beautifully put. I have to say, I've got to draw a line under it there. We've given it extra time as much as I can because I found it absolutely fascinating, actually, and really interesting to hear that perhaps that it's always the Scandinavian model, isn't it? But there's such a miserable bunch of people.
If it also reduces the
rubbish
divorce levels.
cars, Volvos, boxy things,
reduces the divorce level. It brings the couple closer together.
Yeah.
It's good for the kid. It's good for everybody. I mean, you're saying you're both parents. It's not just one. It's not just one person's responsibility.
Okay. Case closed. Point 1. Thank you for all the
you.
calls. And that is the panel part. It's bigger than me, I know. And that is the panel part of this morning's show, all done and dusted. Francine Kay, divorce doctor, still to come. Rosie, hope all goes well down on the farm, actually. And best luck, I should remind it as well, Spotted Pigs, Green Tomatoes, out now in softback. Really amazing, fun read as well, especially if you've got ambitions to do the same as I have. Larry and Biggins, we'll see you tomorrow. Ladies and gents, give it up for the panel!